Welcome back, I'm Eric.
And I'm Melissa.
And today I was going to show you guys my 32X collection. I got my 32X the same day I got my original Genesis. That was in October of 1996. That was the first time I got a Genesis. We were actually at a Toys R Us and saw that they were selling 32X, this one right here, for $30 with Virtua Fighter. And so I was able to convince my brother that we should buy the $30 32X and get a Genesis with a 6-pack and walk home with a couple of 32X games and 6 Genesis games for under $200.
Did you go buy some candy too on the way home, so you could have a marathon night?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm sure we did. I mean, that
5 pounds of Reese's.
It'd be crazy not to. No, we didn't buy the 5 pounds of Reese's that day. But this is actually my first 32X. It came with Virtua Fighter, and I thought I'd do a quick show you what's in here. It is packed away in here. The 32X that I use most of the time is just a loose one that I happen to have, so I keep this one bundled up. So this is the front 32X sticker right here, or a Virtua Fighter sticker here. On the back, it has a picture of the unit and a bunch of text describing it. This box is all in English. I have another box that has French on it, but this one is all in English. I guess there's not much to see here. Here's some additional screenshots.
Get the price tag.
Yeah, price tag's right there. Toys R Us, $29.97. And here's the technical specs on the side. This is quite a beast. It's got 2 processors and adds a graphics processor, and let's see, 2 Hitachi 32-bit RISC processors running at 23 megahertz. It can co-process with the Genesis 68K, this Genesis Z80. It's got its own graphics, 32,000 colors, additional memory, a video overlay, and audio. Yeah, I guess there's not much more to say about the box. That's it, 32X with Virtua Fighter bundle. Now, the Virtua Fighter is not in here. I bought a boxed copy of it, and these are all my boxes right here. I bought a boxed copy of it and then gave the loose one away. So now that I am collecting more seriously, I do want to get a loose. I can't get this out. I do want to get a loose Virtua Fighter to put back in here. Okay, so it just comes in a cardboard box. Goofy little cardboard thing on top. There's the paperwork. Oh, I do. Well, maybe I do have it. No, this is the manual, ready for the loose 30 Virtua Fighter. Power strip ad, because they knew you were going to need 3 AC adapters. An addendum to the manual, talking about the RF shields that come with 32X. Actually, I'm not sure what's different about this addendum than the regular manual. This manual's in poster form. It's not a book. You undo the whole thing. Let's see here. Registration card.
Did it register?
Nah.
To get more
And what is this?
exciting news?
This talks about how it cannot be used with the Sega CDX, the Genesis CDX. As I understand it, it can be used with some of them, but not all of them. The real problem with it was that some of the CDXs and some of the CDXs it doesn't work with, and some of them it was just an FCC thing where they couldn't comply with the FCC regulations for radio interference. Master System, okay, you can't use the Master System power base converter, stuff like that. Here's the system in this original bag. This has been used, this is not new, but I keep it in here for now. Let's see, you've got the AC adapter here. Not sure if this is packed completely correctly, but here's the AC adapter. Mono AV cord. What else? And some of the harder to come by pieces that the people always seem to be missing. Not sure why. This is just as essential to the operation as the unit itself, but for some reason people always lose the cables. This is the patch cable to go from the Genesis to the 32X. This is necessary because the 32X overlays graphics on the onto the Genesis graphics plane, so it mixes the video basically, and that's what this is for. And then this is an adapter for use with the Genesis Model 1. You plug this in, and then this would become the Model 1 side and the the 32X side.
Was the model? This was a bigger for the
yeah,
Model 2.
This is for the Model 1. This
side.
is for the Model 2. Yeah. I think Angry Video Game Nerd did a good video about the how the 32X video overlay works if you watch one of his videos. And then these are the RF shields. Both of them are in here. I always use them. I'm not sure, if they're needed, but I do always use them. They're on the system that I use daily. So that's it. That's the box. It's pretty compact. And there was a 32X game tucked in here too, without not in box or anything like that. It was just tucked in. So we'll move this aside. I have another boxed 32X system. That's this one. No, I guess this is the one I'm using. This is the one I'm using. This is written in French. This is one that I bought myself. Also, I don't think the sticker's on here anymore, but it was also $30 new. I bought it a few months after we bought that other one, mostly to have a spare and to have my own, because I knew my brother and I would be going our separate ways and we'd each want a 32X. So I bought my own, and he bought that one. It's pretty much the same, except this one came with Doom, and then it's written in French. There's French parts to it. So I also don't have the loose version of Doom. I bought it complete, and so I gave away the loose copy. So I got to get the loose copy for that. I'm not going to bother opening this. But this was also new back in 1990. I guess it would be about 97 probably that I bought this. These were $30 sitting on Toys R Us's shelves. I think I bought that one at a Kmart. Okay, so that's it for the hardware. There's really not much for Sega 32X hardware. These are my games. I used to have about twice this many. I used to have almost all of the 32X library, except for cartridge library, except for 4 or 5 games. Yeah. I didn't have Spider-Man. I didn't have Star Trek. I was missing one of the WrestleMania arcade game, and I was missing World Series Baseball. And then I didn't have all the Sega, the 32X CD games. I don't have Slam City. I didn't have Corpse Killer, and there's one more in there. I can't remember what it's called. Slam City starts with an S. Supreme Warrior, something like that. But I had almost the full collection, and then in 2000, about the time I started buying some additional Sega CD games and Sega Saturn games, I was selling off my 32X collection because I just didn't care about the collection anymore. I didn't care about the completeness. I was never going to get a complete library, and those other games I didn't really care for. So these are the ones that I kept, and these are all boxed. They're all complete. I have them in protectors. The games are not in here. I've actually put the games in universal game cases and printed out labels for them. But I did want to show you this game, and there's another game, I think Quarterback Club, which I have, but I don't think I have it down here because I wasn't going to keep that one either. But these are actually plastic cases. And the reason I mention this specifically is because 32X games are wider than Genesis games. This is how they prevent you from putting a 32X cartridge into just a Genesis. And because they're wider, the insert that you put the game into has to be bigger. So these plastic 32X cases are somewhat unusual, and I think I only know of 2 games that have them. NBA Jam Tournament Edition and Quarterback Club, and I think they're both by Acclaim. But I wanted to show you this case because it's somewhat unique. So if you ever come across 32X plastic cases where it's not just the insert put in a Genesis, they're unique because these clips are a little bit further apart than they are for Genesis games. So,
why do you not keep the games in these cases since these are protected anyway?
No, because I don't. First of all, I don't want to pull them out of here, and these are all cardboard, and so pulling the game in and out of the cardboard I didn't want to do it. I like them being. I'm a Master System Genesis guy. I want the games to be in plastic cases, so I protected these. These are for display. Well, actually, they're not. I mean, I got them tucked away, but the games themselves go in universal game cases, and they look nice. I mean, the artwork, yeah. I got this from the cover project, and I printed them all out, and I'll just kind of go through my collection here and show you what I've got. So first, Afterburner. Love Afterburner. I have nearly every version of this game for Sega console hardware that there is. Was really excited about, one of the reasons I was excited about the 32X is because I knew they had near arcade perfect ports of Afterburner and Space Harrier. And in fact, we'll talk about Space Harrier. That's one of the games I bought with the 32X the day I bought it, because I was a big fan of that from the Master System. So these 32X games, they fit in here without modification. I mean, you got to kind of squeeze them in a little, but they pretty much fit. And I just tucked the manual right on top and then sew them up.
Are those the only ones that fit without modification?
Well, no, I mean, the Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64, Genesis, and Atari games I think will fit in here. 32X aren't really supposed to fit, but they kind of do. So.
No, I said without modification. Don't you have to modify them for the...
You only have to modify them for the NES.
That's right.
Yeah, most other cartridges will fit in here.
Okay.
So that's Afterburner. Also have Blackthorn. I guess this is somewhat of a hard to come by game. We bought this back again at Toys R Us. I think it was Toys R Us. I seem to recall paying $10 for this new back in '96 or '97, and we bought it because it was, you know, I don't know, it looked like a good game, and it was. This is one of the few 32X games I've played through completion. The 32X version has a few extra levels. I forget which they are. I think they're the snow levels. But it has a few extra levels that the other versions don't have. And all 32X manuals are black and white like this. Or, well, not all of them. There's one that's not, I think. I think NBA Jam Tournament Edition is a color manual. For the most part, they're black and white. So there's Blackthorn, Doom. This is the boxed. I bought it boxed. This is the boxed version I have. Nothing special here. It's not a great port of Doom, but had to try it. I remember even before the 32X came out, or about the time it was launched, I was a big PC gamer, and I remember thinking, 32 expansion for the Genesis, that's ridiculous. And Doom, why don't you just play it on your PC? And so, of course, a few years later in '96 when I was getting a 32X, I said, I've got to see what Doom on the 32X looks like. It's not great, but I kept it anyway because it's one of those, I think it's one of those games that, it's worth having on the 32X. It's not a complete waste. Knuckles Chaotix. This one we bought pretty quickly after we bought the 32X. We knew it was Sonic. I think we paid $10 for this too. It was on clearance at Circuit City or something. And yeah, this has got some the weird sort of gameplay of two characters rubber banded together. So I think the music is fantastic and the graphics look fantastic. I could never quite get into the gameplay, but I kept it because it's one of those games for it's a Sonic. It's based on Sonic. It's kind of a great game to have for the 32X. Metalhead. This was a fantastic attempt to do a 3D mech game on the 32X. They don't pull it off really well. I mean, you could be walking down the street and you think it's big, wide open, and all of a sudden a building will pop up just right in front of you. And it's got digitized voice and graphics, and it's one of the games we bought right out of the gate. For again $10. These were all new, and nothing special here, but just popping this game in brings me back to 1996 again. It's a personal favorite of mine. Mortal Kombat 2. This is my favorite Mortal Kombat game, and this is one that we bought the day we bought the 32X. We bought Virtua Fighter, and I said, well, we'll buy Mortal Kombat 2. Virtua Fighter's the 3D, and this is sort of a 2D classic. I figured this was probably the best version of Mortal Kombat available on any home console. Look at there, color manual. I figured this was probably the best Mortal Kombat 2 available on a home console at the time. I'm not sure if that's really the case. The inside's black and white. But I do enjoy playing this. So this is the version of Mortal Kombat 2 that I play. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Now, I've never really played this game too much, but I know one of my college roommates had this, and it looked really fun. And I thought, well, why not get the 32X version? Because the 32X version, what do they say? What's the biggest thing? It has the player scaling that some of the other realistic arcade player scaling. The other home versions at the time did not have that. So, this one also has a color manual. And I probably bought it because it had the plastic case too. But NBA Jam Tournament Edition, I figured this is probably one of the better versions of NBA Jam TE to have. And so I held on to it. This game I held on to, also apparently a little hard to come by these days. And I think I got the box here somewhere. I do have it complete, and one of my favorite YouTubers is interested in this game. Haven't really played it, but a color manual, or at least the color outside. Let's see the inside. Nope, the inside's black and white. But I held on to this game just because, you know, it was sort of a 2D game, and it was one of the ones I was interested in, and I didn't have it for any other system. It's not unique to the 32X, which maybe would have been a good criteria, but I did keep these, you know, some of these games that were on multiple systems just because I thought the 32X version was superior. But glad I held on to this because apparently it's a little bit, it's a sought after game. Shadow Squadron, 3D. This is one of the games that I've won, and it's just a 3D space shooter. I think it's a lot of fun. There's some strategy to it. Not too complicated, not too long, but it's kind of fun. And yeah, got this for $4 or something like that. New, yeah, new. Most of these I got new. Not Pitfall, not NBA Jam. I think the rest I did. Space Harrier, the game we bought with the 32X, just so we could have the arcade. The arcade, near arcade perfect port. Standard black and white manual.
I have the music playing in my head right now.
Space Harrier? Oh, you could have worse music. Space Harrier's got good music.
Well, it's one of your favorite games, so that's
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I bought the 3DS 3D version of it too. Star Wars Arcade, another one we bought for $10 shortly after we got our 32X. This is it's not 2D, it's not 3D. Is it? No, it is 3D. Pretty standard. It's Star Wars. It's pretty. I like this. I like this game. I think you know, it's not great, but it's okay. We had fun with it. You know, a couple afternoons. So yeah, Star Wars. And Virtua Fighter. This is the one. You know, I bought it boxed later. This is a fantastic port of Virtua Fighter. I was blown away by this. You know, in 1996, you know, I had been out of console gaming for a while. And I know, you know, the PlayStation was out and all that stuff, but I hadn't really seen anything like this from a console. This game blew me away. And playing it still today brings me back to, you know, those days of first getting a 32X and playing Virtua Fighter. It's just a fantastic port, and definitely was going to hang on to this game. I'd like to get a loose copy of it to put with my complete system. And another one of my all-time favorites for the 32X is Virtua Racing Deluxe. Again, bought this new for $10. Again, same thing. It's a 3D game. Just love it on the 32X. I played it quite a bit. Never got very good at it, but do enjoy playing it to this day.
Virtua Racing.
Virtua Racing, yeah, you gotta love that. So, 32X version has, I guess it's got a stock car, a prototype car. I guess this is the differences from the arcade, and maybe even from the Genesis version. But yeah, I'd like to get the Genesis version with the SVP just to see what it's like compared to the 32X, but this is probably the definitive version. And I have this game for the Saturn, but this is the version that I play. And then finally, the Zaxxon Mother Base. Bought this because it was Zaxxon. I don't know. I don't play it too much. It's okay. There's another one that we got for $10. I think it was 10. Not much to see here. It's okay. But these are the games I kept. You know, I sold off a couple that maybe I regret. I had Colibri, that's the 32X Hummingbird shooter. Had T-Mac, had Tough Man Contest, had Tempo, that might have been one that I should have kept. But honestly, I just kind of went through and picked the ones that I had an attachment to or that I really actually enjoyed playing, and then looked at how much space I had in my cabinet at the time, and this is what fit. So yeah, that's my 32X collection. It's half of what it used to be. Still got all the boxes and everything like that, but enjoy playing them out of the Universal Game Case. And yeah, I probably won't bother getting any more.
There's none that you want to put back onto your list?
No, I mean, it'd be bad, right? Because I sold them for pennies. I mean, a few of them went for over $10 or $15 even in 2007. But I'd be like, well, I'd have to pay way more than that now, so I can't bring myself to rebuy them. I'm pretty happy with this collection. I do enjoy the 32X. I mean, it kind of, I got it with my Genesis, so to me they kind of go together. And I've never had the ill feelings towards the 32X that other people had, because I paid $30 for mine, and it was just, you know, it just opened up the library of Genesis games for me.
What did it start selling for?
I think originally it was $150 when it came out, and that was in the end of 1994. So within 2 years, because I got mine in October of '96, it was going. They were clearancing it. It was $30, and I think, you know, the Toys R Us price, the 98 at the end, indicates it was a clearance price. So for $30, and getting the Virtua Fighter with it, we just, well, what the heck? I mean, you may as well, it's like paying $30 for the game, but you get the whole system too. So. Being a late what do you call it? Late adopter in that case, paid off. I was able to get 2 of them new. I have a third one now that I got loose, and I got a bunch of games for, you know, between $4 new for some of them, $10 maybe, or 20. You know, we played 20 I think for Space Harrier, and maybe 20 for Afterburner, but yeah, they were mostly between $20 and $4, and so I might have gotten You know, I have Fred Couples Golf, and that must be in my for sale bin. I have the Golf Magazine presents 36 Great Holes starring Fred Couples. I have that game, and I think it's in my for sale bin. And I think, again, I got that. That might have been $2 new, and I think I bought it just because it was $2. And I figured, well, what the heck? How bad can a golf game be? But I think I do have Quarterback Club and Fred Couples Golf, and I don't have them in my display. I guess they're in my for sale bin because I just don't want to keep them. Maybe I'll reconsider, because I got a bigger display case now. And what the heck? I mean, having Fred Couples Golf, the title alone makes the game worth collecting or owning. But anyway, that's it. That's it. Hey, look, man, that game is still talked about because the title is so ridiculous. But
they should acronym it.
36 Great Holes. Golf Magazine presents it. So GMP 36GH. I can't even do it off the top of my head. But even if you made the acronym, that would be longer than many games' full titles. So that's it. That's my 32X collection. I've been collecting that one for, I guess, 18 years. Still enjoy playing it. And if you can pick one up for cheap, which I'm not sure you can do anymore, go ahead and do it, because some of the 2D games are fantastic, and even the 3D games. Definitely recommend Virtua Fighter, Virtua Racing, and were there any other 3D games? No, Space Harrier certainly. Shadow Squadron's not bad, and yeah. So thanks for watching.
Thanks. If you enjoyed the video, like us and subscribe.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.